What's up, everybody? This is Ingram,
And this is Captain Jack.
and we are in an awkward position. I don't know why, but we are standing before the overboard yet again, which has told us, it has spoken, the overboard, and it said to do AE Part 2, so. With that strange intro, we're
Look at that thing. I love it.
Oh.
I love it.
That is the Mob Zapper, the Tower of Power.
Anyways, that's besides the point.
Oh, man.
AE Storage of Pipes.
Woo!
So, part 2.
I'm going to go over the top.
Holy crap, there's a lot in this part.
Yeah. This is pretty intense.
Alright, so we got set up here. We have an HV solar array hooked up to an MFSU, and that's hooked up to this controller. Now inside the controller,
Which you remember from Part 1.
Yep, we have a lot of machines hooked up. It tells you the quantity of machines and what they are. You're going to have to figure them out by the picture. But that includes this setup here and also Part 3.
Which
and
is over there.
You can also see that this is using 64 units per tick, which is 32 EU per tick, and however much MJ.
Yeah. Divide that by 5.
Alright, the first thing you're going to want to do to start up your network is you're going to want to make some ME cable. And to make
How do we
ME
make
cable,
that?
you're going to need some quartz fiber, which is just some glass, and some quartz dust, and you're going to go combine that with redstone down the bottom. 2 redstone, 1 quartz fiber. And you're going to get some ME cable.
Just
And
like
once you
that.
get your cable, you can stretch off your controller in any direction you want, up, down, left, right, all around, and you can just start laying some pipe.
Mm-hmm. Laying pipe is good.
Yeah, so once you've piped into where you want your main storage to be, or where you want anything to be, it doesn't matter how you have it set up, the first step is going to be creating some kind of storage unit. And the most basic storage unit in Applied Energistics is the ME chest. Now the ME chest is going to require a conversion matrix, which is going to require one of those awful redstone.
Sorry.
That's right. It's going to require one of those awful redstone chipsets. And if you look in the right recipe,
All right.
there's this mod uses a lot of iron. You're going to see that iron and glass through the whole thing.
And quartz, unfortunately.
And, yeah, well, of course.
It's a pain in the butt to find.
So yeah, you make the conversion matrix, combine it with the chest, some more iron, some glass.
And remember, the golden chip set is made on an assembly table, like we showed over there. And it requires redstone and gold. Silver and... Okay, never mind.
All right. All right, so here we go. We've hooked up an ME chest to our controller.
And if you remember from Part 1, all these things will conduct their units or conduct the network through each other. The reason you use ME cable, if you don't feel like having 3 million ME chests strung along throughout the entirety of your base, you can use ME cable just like any other cable that you've ever played with in the game.
These are for demonstration purposes only. All right, so we have an ME chest, and it's colored green. Why in the world is it colored green?
Why is it green, Captain? Explain to us. Why is it green?
Well, it's covered
like an
green
eye.
because it has a storage cell. This one's loaded with an ME1K storage cell.
Oh, how do we make those?
And it is not pre-formatted. Note the difference between
What?
pre-formatted and...
I don't even know what that is. How are you going to tell me you can pre-format
All right, well,
them now?
hold on. Just look at the brown.
Ah.
The brown and the green.
Don't tell me to look at the brown.
The brown.
The brown eye. Look, it's a brown eye.
Yeah. All right, anyways, you're going to need a storage card.
Show me the wonders.
All right.
How do I make a storage card?
Wonders are right over here.
Oh,
Storage
okay.
card. These are,
Ugh.
think of them like CDs if you want to get pretty archaic.
CDs from the pit.
8 tracks if you're really old. We have an older population that watches us.
The
Mostly
64
women.
plus
We're not
crowd.
sure why. But yeah, these are just storage devices. And
More
you
quartz.
have...
More golden chipsets.
Yeah, they're really
Yeah.
hard to make as you get towards the 64K. But
And if you've ever made one of those stupid high voltage solar arrays, these are the same. They're exponential. So if we look at the 1K, you notice it uses this storage cell version 1. Whoops, let me look up that here. If you look at the 2K, guess what it's using? The previous guy. And this thing uses 3 of its previous guy. That kind of stinks. Storage cell Mark 1, you need 3 of them. You go to the storage cell Mark 3, you need 3 of the storage cell Mark 2. And you remember that one needed 3 of the previous one. So by the time you get up to here, you've burned through, what is it? Like 108 quartz.
Over 100 quartz.
Yeah.
It's huge. And I don't think we could ever actually fill a 64K storage cell, even with all the crap that we have.
Oh, we filled them.
Well, maybe like one.
We filled them up. We had actually 9, I think they were.
Okay.
The equivalent of 9, anyway. They are a pain in the butt to make, and they do not give you any storage bonus. So really only use them if you're running out of space. For example, the 1K and the 64K, there's no bonus. Like it scales up 1 unit per unit. You don't get any advantages other than the space compression. I did notice that when I was looking in here at the green eye, not at the brown eye, but at the green eye, that there were some numbers on here. You want to explain what these numbers mean?
Sure can. The numbers 381 of 1,024 bytes used are the, think of it as like kilobytes, megabytes type thing, except there's only one kind of bytes. Burger bytes. Sliders.
White Castle.
Yeah, so as you throw items in here, if I throw that in there, the amount of bytes, it goes up to 397. I don't know if you saw that happen, but I can take that out and show you. If I put a stack
what are you
in
putting
there.
in? Oh, wood. Put your wood in there.
All right.
Yep. And that adds, and it's not 1 byte per unit either.
Also, you're going to notice that it says 15 of 63 types. That is just referring to the amount of unique items that are in this chest. So if I dump
Put some other types in there.
What's that?
Put another type in there for us.
I will. I'm getting to that.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Went up to 16.
There we go, 16.
Just like you predicted.
So that'll show you how much is on each card. Now, a cool thing about this is that you can take this card and you can take all the items that
I stole it.
You can take all the items with you, carry them around, put them in new chests, and do whatever you want with them. And another thing you will notice is that you see those scrap boxes in there? You see how many there are?
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot of boxes.
639 in one stack. What?
So yeah, that's one of the really, really great things about this mod is that you can store hundreds, even thousands of items in one little block of space. You don't have to.
And to prove that, in our base walkthrough, we showed really quick. We had 1.5 million UU matter. Yeah, I was going to use the 281K cobblestone, but
yeah,
UU matter kind of trumps that.
Stepping up. Okay. So again, the green indicator on the top of this chest means that it's not pre-formatted.
The green guy, the showman, the torch. Okay, that's
and we're going to go over
that reference.
The pre-formatted chest next.
Is that the brown guy?
That's the brown guy. Here we go. The moment you've been waiting for here. Now, Ingram, try to put something in there that's not cobblestone.
Watch me. Oh, why won't it work?
You're just going to have to trust us that he's clicking properly here.
If you can hear the furious clicking.
And if
it's pretty furious.
If we mouse over the 1K storage cell, you'll see up there that it says pre-formatted at the bottom, and it also says cobblestone at the top.
Oh.
Now, I named that myself.
You did?
And we're gonna see how to do that in a minute. You're gonna need the pre-formatter.
Woohoo!
What a convenient name.
Yes.
Now, if you notice, you see the way I wired this, Ingram?
No, like a troll.
Can you notice?
Oh, it's not connected.
It's not connected. That's right. The pre-formatter does not need power from the system to operate. Okay. And if we want to pre-format something,
well, how do I make a pre-formatter?
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's walk over to the pre-formatter creation station.
Oops.
Pretty simple, not too bad.
Except for the conversion matrix again, which we know and do not love.
Yeah, well.
But other than that, it's fine.
We actually have never used a pre-formatter in a very... Actually, I used some in the nuclear.
Did you?
Yeah, I used some up in the nuclear facility up there. Which doesn't
Whatever's left of that
anymore. So yeah, that's how you make a pre-formatter, crafting table, conversion matrix. Again, more iron, more glass. You're going to drop that block, and again, it's not going to connect to your system. And what we're going to do here is Ingram's going to do this because it'll be easier to see.
Yep. So what do? I put this guy right in here. Then I name it.
Now you can name it whatever you want.
Whatever I want. Ingram's Loot. 3 M's. Get it right. No apostrophe because I don't think you can do them. Now I want to put my wood in there. Yep. Can I do that?
You only need one.
Oh, what if I did this?
It will only get the item ID of the one thing.
Actually, what if
I... Well, yeah, you can pre-format it to hold multiple items, which I was going to get to if you didn't jump the gun.
Whatever. Ingram's Loot needs to be pre-formatted the right way.
Okay, so you click the pre-format or the format button.
Oh, sorry.
Up top there before he formatted that, and you can see the name of his card, which you can change if you want. And whatever he has in the bottom box, the GUI or the GUI, whatever the heck you want to call it.
Ovidius. Oh, you can even rename it without losing your setting.
You sure can.
Yep.
So if you put that into the top of a chest, just
Get
like
this
this
guy
one,
out of here.
you're going to know.
That means now if I try and put this in, it won't go. But if I put this in,
it will go. Very nice.
Yes.
So you can use that to cordon off certain sections of your storage system. You can
Carry
use
your
it
loot with you.
Right, specifically just store one item. If you have items that you have tons and tons of, and you want to make sure that that one item is only stored by itself, you can pre-format cells. You can also use that, I don't even know.
For cool things.
We really don't use it, but that's how the pre-formatter works. You can format cards so that only certain items can be stored
If you're into that sort of thing.
on the storage. Wow, there's a lot.
Are there
of,
any other colors? Brown, green? Are there any other colors, Captain?
There's no color.
There's no color.
No color.
Why is there no color?
Because there's no storage card in there.
Ricola.
And if I had a storage card, boom, it's going to change. I beat
brown.
you to it. Anyways.
Is there any other colors than no color? Brown and
There's
green?
red, I believe.
And what does red mean, Captain?
Red means we're full.
That means we're full.
Red means the card is full and you can't put any more in the card.
So it's probably time to switch it out.
Or
which means you have to make more.
Yeah, build a bigger cell. So to
Yarg.
speak. All right.
Alright.
Next on our illustrious list of stuff here in Applied Energetics is ME Dark Cable.
What happens if I push this?
Oh no.
Oh, what have I done? Oh no. So what does this ME Dark Cable do, Captain?
The ME Dark Cable, if a
Does it turn the lights out?
no.
Oh.
If a redstone signal is applied to the ME Dark Cable, and we have a lever for our redstone signal,
Mm-hmm.
it will disconnect anything beyond the controller from the system. So all of this cool stuff down here, all of a sudden will lose power. You see
It's
these,
off. Look at that.
these monitors are gone.
Oh,
We got
and
the
this,
black
there's
screen.
another color, Captain. It's gray, and that means there's no power.
Oh. Well, there's some... okay.
And now it's brown.
All
And
right.
now it's gray. And now it's brown. And it
All right.
comes to me now that there's little switches on the top of these that say what's going on.
Are you done?
Also. Yes.
Okay, so the ME Dark Cable will connect and disconnect things from your system. If you have a illegitimate setup, that's...
Not that we ever do.
and you have too many machines connected to your system and you don't want to power a whole section of your base, you can flip this dark cable, and if you look down here on your controller,
Where would that be?
you're going to notice that if I flip this dark cable keep an eye on the ME chest there. You got 4 of down there.
Yep.
If I flip it on,
Oh,
look
I
at all this
just
stuff
lost
that
half my
disconnects.
network.
so we go from 59
but it
to
takes less power.
63.
All right.
We go down.
I'm with you so far.
All right, there we go, the ME cable. Here we have all sorts of rainbow-colored fairy happiness up here. There's all different sorts of ME-colored cables, and you can use dyes and colors along with plain ME cable to make these. It's pretty simple. I'm not going to show the patterns here. The most important thing about these is you'll know that each of the colors only connect to themselves, and they do not connect to other colors. They will only connect to plain ME cable.
That's segregation in action. These work just like stone and cobblestone, how they don't mix, those pipes if you've ever used Buildcraft, or any of your insulated and insulated different color wires from the Red Power mod. Same deal. They will not mix, so you can use them to isolate parts of your network if you're into that sort of thing.
All right. Here we have kind of displayed that each individual pieces will conduct its own
You got
energy
ants in your pants? You wiggle a lot.
between the two. I know, I just can't stop. Even in my own tutorials, I just can't stop jumping around.
Man. just
Prime
got the
example
fire.
is the industrial
Soul.
information.
All right, what's
tutorial.
this terminal? Oh, wait, first, what is it?
It's a terminal.
It's a terminal. What does that mean? Means
where
I get to steal loot out of somebody's base?
This is what makes this
gold.
mod great.
There's
Or one
gold
of the
in them
things
hills.
that makes it great is that you can set up these ME access terminals, which I have the pattern over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, here it is.
That'd probably help.
You're going to need some glass, another stinking conversion matrix, and some more iron. Again, a lot of iron, a lot of glass.
Algorithm X likes to torture people.
That's fine. At least it keeps it simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. All right, the ME terminal is one of the wonders of the world. It's the 9th wonder of the world, if an 8th exists.
What about the 8th? There's only 7.
I know. That's why I said if the 8th exists.
Oh.
It was our base, but we
That was
blew
a
it
big
up.
leap. Yeah, that's right.
Anyways, this is where you will see all the data on all of your cards shown up in the form of items, and it's going to tell you how many different, what the quantities of the items are that are in here. And one of the great things about this, as you can see, is that you can search. Just like, it's like your own, what is crafting mode called?
Well, I don't know. Creative mode.
Creative mode.
Yeah.
Creative mode. As long as you have it, it can be accessed, and you can scroll up and down. If you use that scroll wheel with a scroll bar on the side, you can see all of your items. And if I take out, let me take out a big chunk of items. Where do I have a big chunk of items? Here. Here we go. I take those.
Oh, man.
I just took a big card. This is
Stole
a
my loot.
1K storage. It has 32 different items, 501 bytes used. And if I take that in and out of the system, Ingram's going to see a lot that comes in and goes out. So if I put it back, there we go. We get a lot more.
Where did it all go?
So you can carry these.
And the other thing is you can pull these out just like normal stacks. 64, you can left click to pull out a half stack. You can shift click to put stuff back in. You can just drop whatever you want in there and just...
Why is that red dope vapor say craft on it?
What?
Oh, part 3 coming up very
Oh, that's
soon.
for part 3.
Okay. So yeah, the MA Access Terminal, you can put these all over the place. You can access all of your stuff. It's kind of self-explanatory. All right. Next on the list, we have
this?
we have the ME storage bus, and I didn't show how to make this because it's not very hard.
Well, that's a good reason.
Oh, that's fine. This is attached to a barrel.
And that's a block spotlight. What? Wait for it. By the way, here's how to make that other thing, the storage bus. You're going to need an interface, which we'll get into in part 3. That was smart. Oh, wait. No, we already did it.
It totally. No.
Never mind. Okay. Just look at that recipe that I just showed you.
Anyways, this is the ME storage bus, and what you can do is you can attach this onto a barrel.
Or any other storage device.
Or any
like
other
a chest.
storage, so a chest or something else or whatever you want. And it will be able to use that chest as basically part of your network.
So if I go here and look for UU matter, I should see 445, which apparently is 6 times 64 plus 61. Thankfully, it does the math for me.
So there we go. And
why is this not connecting, Captain?
Oh, it is not connecting. That's why I put that pipe there, to show that that does not directly connect.
You need the storage bus to interface with other mods.
It's not part of the system.
Or the import-export bus, which we'll get into in part 3.
All right. So yeah, you can create a bunch of these barrels. One of the benefits of this is it will provide free storage space. This barrel is not considered part of the network. If you look at the ME controller, it's not using any power. So if you fancy the barrels, you can use a bunch of those.
Yes. That was a Rumpelstiltskin voice.
It was Mr. Gold.
Mr. Gold. All right. What's
All
this
right.
I.O. port?
Now, just so there's no confusion, I wired through the back door.
Yes, we took a sneak peek at your rear here. Saw that you wired it back in the right way.
And these are all connected to the network right here. We have...
Anyway, what's the I.O. port do, Captain?
Oh, you tell us what the I.O. port
Oh, I don't know. We don't have a crafting recipe. I don't know how to make it.
That's right. Whip it up.
Okay, so the ME I.O. port, which is made thusly, again, your favorite golden chipset, uses these things called ME drives, which are more golden chipsets and a chest, and that indicates a little bit of what we can expect them to do. The I.O. port, it doesn't actually need one of these drives. This is one of the drives that was part of its recipe. And basically it lets you take, do you have a card with some goodies on it? Thank you,
Oh, that
Captain.
one doesn't have goodies on it.
Oh, that's all right. But what this lets you do is there's an input side and an output side, and you can either transfer, use this graphic to pretty much guide your way, you can transfer from a card into your network, which you can see here, this little thing, or you can transfer back from your network, you change the arrow and go back to a card. So if I say take from my network and put it on a card, we can see how it just loaded it up really quick, 48 of 63 types, and 1024 bytes, so 1K storage. And now if I go and put this into an open chest, we can see that it put a bunch of stuff on this card. And if we go back to this I/O thing and put it, reverse the direction, we're going to dump from the card into the system, and we can see if we go back into here that the card has now been emptied by the I/O port. We'll also notice that there's different operation modes, and you can have it move the card from one side to the other when the card is empty, when the work is done, when it thinks it's done, or when the card is full. So you can use these in conjunction with your little arrow. You can also have it turn on and off for some reason if you'd like, if you're into that sort of thing. Active, always active, active with signal. Get used to that, you'll see it a lot. So what's these blinking drives of wonder?
The blinking drives of wonder is how you can store in large amounts all of your data, no matter the size of the card, in one place. Now there's 10 slots inside this ME drive, and you can take all of your loaded cards after you're happy with whatever you put on them, or even if you're not happy with what you put on them, you can put them in there. If we could possibly get a full card, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, not going to happen. Actually, there was one that was full at one point.
Ah, there we go. That one's...
One of them's close.
There we go.
Two of them are pre-formatted. One of them's close to being full.
Okay. If they're full, they'll appear red.
Mm-hmm. And these drive things are awesome because if you use them, you really don't need a chest unless you're doing something specifically with chests. They have access. The ME drive will load all of the data inside of it and give access to it in the system. So these chests previously had all the cards in them. Now they got nothing. And if we go into here, we have access still to all our stuff because it's technically still part of the network.
Let's take everything out. Let's take all the cards out and put them in this ME drive right here, just to show something else really quick.
Okay.
There we go. Let's come around the back here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 bars down the back here. And once this is, most of these are not full, so you're not going to see anything on here right now. But when you do have this drive just loaded to the brim with information from your system, these bars will increase just like the bars on the ME control over there, and it'll indicate how much you have stored on each unit. So if you want to see the front or the back, depending on what your preference is, you can look at them that way.
Okay, so what are these last 2 things here? These are pretty legit looking.
They are, and they're really cool to put around your base to see what the levels are of the items that you have. We'll show these a little bit more in depth in the third part, so we can see what's being crafted and what's moving through the system. But these are just storage monitors. If you take an item, and I'll take this one out, and we put wood, and if I right-click on this storage monitor, it's going to enter wood into the system, and it's also going to show how many of the wood I have in the system.
It doesn't actually let you put wood in the system from this thing, though, right?
Right. It's just showing me how much I have. If I wanted to put wood in, I would go over here to the ME Access terminal and manually dump it in myself.
Then you can use a Quartz wrench, I believe, to lock or unlock these, which means that if I lock this, Captain Jack, or even I, can't slap that with another item and have it change. Now, why does this one have little white things on it?
That one has white things on it because we've applied a conversion. What are those?
Not another conversion matrix.
Conversion matrix.
They strike again.
Yeah, if you get one in your hand and right-click on your ME storage monitor, it's going to add. You can see there's little extra white squares around the outside.
Poo-poo, poo-poo.
It's going to change.
I took all the poo-poo out.
Okay, it's going to change the look. You're going to have to put that in the right way now.
Oh, man.
There we go. Put it back in the barrel.
Oh, man.
And you messed up the
I didn't put it in the barrel.
That's okay. Anyways, this conversion matrix, when you right-click on the ME storage monitor, it's going to put a little extra graphic around there.
Shift right-click.
And, yeah, if you shift right-click, you can get the things.
No, you have to shift right-click also to put the conversion matrix in it.
Right. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Otherwise, you'd be firing blind.
Yeah, if you right-click,
then you can lock it and unlock it just like normal. And this one lets you pull stuff right out in stacks. Normally. There we go. It only does full stacks, and you can't put things back in it, so it's a limited use, but it's kind of nice if you use something a lot and you just happen to have wired a monitor all the way down there.
All right, so let's do a little bit of a recap. This is taking a little while, but it's worth going over every single detail of it. We got ME cable, which is the basic transportation between the system. ME cable is instantaneous. You thought mag tubes were fast? This is faster.
So that means this is tutorial part 2. Over there is tutorial part 3. If we added something in here, it'd be instantly available all the way over there. How long was our longest run in our base? Maybe like 600, and it was instant. So awesome. No more tubes, no more Buildcraft pipes, no more any of that garbage.
All right, the ME chest where you store stuff, that's going to be the first level of storage, or the first tier of storage. Second tier of storage would be considered the ME drive, I believe. And you can get all these 1K, 4K, 16, or 64K storage cells, and you can
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, you can just imagine how much you can put on a 64K storage cell. Honestly, you're not really going to need them.
Unless you're a boss.
And they're Minecrafter colors, most importantly. Thank you for doing that.
Oh,
yeah, you notice that? I just noticed that right now.
Yeah, that's nice.
We don't have them patented, but it's just a thing.
We should. I wonder if you can do that.
All right, we've learned how to attach a storage bus onto a barrel so you can make it part of your system. We've learned how to disconnect parts of your system with an ME Dart cable. We've learned how to access your system with the access terminal. And we've learned how to pre-format cards so only certain items can be stored in them at one time.
Like Ingram's loot.
Like Ingram's loot. And his iron that he put into my barrel.
How fast? Oh,
Yeah.
there goes your barrel. I solved that problem.
All right. Well, good thing Applied Energistics Part 2 is over. Get ready for Part 3, where we learn about auto-crafting and various and sundry other sorts of awesome.
Thanks for watching, and stay poised.